Hello everybody. So I'm very happy to share some progress on the Symbiotic SNES project that I've been working on here the last few days. So this project has involved reverse engineering the way that the Super Nintendo controller communicates with the Super Nintendo console. So there's been a lot of work out there in terms of going the other way around, having an Arduino or a microcontroller read the input from a Super Nintendo controller, but I've yet to come across any sort of work to allow an Arduino to mimic a Super Nintendo controller and to output control messages. So a big part of this was getting the timing right on the Arduino Mega, which is a real biatch to get done correctly. It involves not using any sort of digital read or writes because they're too slow, using direct port manipulation and some low-level techniques. So we have an oscilloscope hooked up right now, the Super Nintendo controller, and we can zoom in here to one of the control cycles. So this yellow line at the top is the latch signal. So when the Super Nintendo console is ready to receive some control input from a controller, it sends a latch message out to that individual controller. So this pin goes high. Once that pin goes high, then the Super Nintendo starts a clock cycle. This clock cycle goes for a total of 16 cycles, even though there's only 12 buttons. So you can see that each time that it goes low, on its rising edge, it reads the input on this data line, which corresponds to what the actual controller is doing. So you can see if I press a button, that goes down, and different buttons will cause different parts of this data line to go down in each one of these cycles. So this oscilloscope is showing the same cycle over and over through time. So ultimately though, this means this is a success. So right now, electronically speaking, we have the Super Nintendo controller is being read by an Arduino. It's being read using other people's work where the Arduino is able to decode the serial messages coming from the controller, and then it interprets those and processes those, and then it's just directly mirroring it and outputting the output now through the Super Nintendo. So this is a great step forward for the project. It really reduces the costs overhead of producing each unit. It allows us to use male output ports or female output ports, one or the other, as opposed to having an entire cable coming out of the unit. So it reduces the overall cost of each individual unit. So it reduces the cost and a lot of the time that it takes to assemble and solder is much easier to deal with than cutting the wires, stripping them, so on and so forth. So this is a fantastic save. It allows us to reduce the price of each unit by at least $5, maybe even $10. And yeah, and this is also a fantastic contribution for the community. So this code I'm going to package up into a library and make open source and available for anyone who wants it. And this will allow anybody to use an Arduino to mimic a user controller input. So this has some really interesting implications of using different input devices besides buttons to control the Super Nintendo, or even, you know, easily writing some artificial intelligence or some kind of stochastic algorithms that will play games for you, and you can watch it to kind of pretend to know what the heck it's doing. All right, cool. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for watching. Really excited to share this. And yeah, if you like this work, please subscribe. And if you're interested in this project, please reach out. I'm actually working on making it something that people can buy in the future. All right, thanks.